Hello and welcome to another live stream. How is everyone doing? So I'm a bit rushed today. I've just come off a mentoring call. We just had a group mentoring call. So those that don't know, I do mentoring, and as a part of that, we do like a group call once a week. And we just did that. Just did an interesting group call about Q4 items, and then also about how to deal with setbacks and things that happen in life and business and things like that. So, hey, Bert, how's it going? Bert's one of my mentees. So, yeah, just come out of that call. I thought it was a really good call, actually. It was really good to talk. And it brought back some setbacks I had in my past where I totally screwed up, basically. But, yeah, anyway, we won't go into that too much. But yeah, so... Cool. So yeah, just before we get started, my name's Simon. I'm a 7-figure Amazon seller in the UK, and I do these lives every Monday and Thursday, 8 p.m. UK time, where you can come and ask me questions about Amazon, about my business, about business in general. And but here I'm just here to help, basically. Answer any questions, help you guys with Amazon, basically. And looks like we've got a question already, which is awesome. And sometimes I do some other things like sourcing and things like that. But yeah, so you can check me out on YouTube. These are all recorded, so you can watch them afterwards. It's Monday 8 p.m, Thursday 8 p.m. I also do like driving vlogs as well. I need to get back to doing proper videos, which I've not done for a little while. You've also got my free Discord as well, which is a link in the description for that. It's a great community. Like 2,200 people, I think, now in there. It's crazy. Where people help each other, ask questions. You've got my website, fbamogul.com. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff, basically. A lot of free resources out there to get help. So, but yeah, so before we get into the questions, just want to go through and just show you my monthly result is terrible. I'm not going to show you my month, but my day is going okay. It was going better, I thought. I think maybe someone's had a cancellation. Let's have a look here. So let's have a look. This is today, so not too bad really if I show you on the screen here. My month is terrible. I'll show you the month as well. You know, talking about things like setbacks and stuff. I ran out of really good stock for Q4. My month is going absolutely awful, but now it's picking up a bit again. So £241 profit, not too bad. So I'll get to you in a second, Ghost. Don't worry. I'll just show you my results quickly. I'll be honest, I'm not proud of these month's results. These are absolutely horrendous, considering we're halfway through November. Really freaking bad. But it's because I just ran out of good stock, basically. But I think my December is going to be pretty good. This is my month. It's absolutely shocking right now, guys. I'm not going to lie. It's really bad. But yeah, it will pick up though, so it's not a problem. I'm not too worried. But yeah, that's what happens when you don't source and you take a break from sourcing and buying. You end up suffering a bit later on. Might not be right away. It's probably like a month to 2 months down the line. So yeah, that's why you should always be sourcing, be persistent and consistent. But yeah, anyway, that's the reality of my Amazon right now. But it is picking up as some good stocks going in, and some things are coming in. Basically, the prices are coming in. So Ghost, thanks for joining us, by the way, and thanks Bert, by the way, joining us. So just got a slap with an IP. Does A2A invoice do the trick? A2A invoice, yeah, it will do. Yeah, absolutely. ChatGPT was saying Amazon treats the same way as a retailer. Saying it's not valid. ChatGPT literally sprouts the most biggest nonsense I've ever seen in my entire freaking life. Honestly, this is why you're better off going to the community and asking questions. Like an A2A invoice is pretty much the ultimate thing for an IP claim. Now, what brand did you get hit on an IP claim on, by the way, Ghost? I'll be interested to see what brand it is. But yeah, an A2A invoice is good. I'm wondering whether you should have... hey, Helen, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. I'm wondering whether you could have avoided it in the first place. Like, I just don't get IP claims anymore because I just avoid them. You know, I don't buy brands that give IPs. I genuinely think it's been like 9 or 12 months since I've had an IP claim. But yeah, because I just don't get them because I avoid brands. But I'll be interested to see what brand you got hit with there. So if you let us know, Ghost, that'd be awesome. Or if you want to DM me the ASIN, that'd be even better, and I can have a look. Although if you don't want me, I can show it on the screen if you want. I can share it on here. If you want, I'll have a look at it myself. See if there was any red flags going on there. Maybe I could share. I could have a look at it, but only share like the graphs and stuff that wouldn't give it away. Warrior Create, yeah, okay, yeah, they do IP. I've sold Warrior in the past, not Creatine, but like Warrior. It was a branch chain amino acid, one that I bought directly from Warrior, and they refused to give me an invoice. But yeah, you'll be good basically. But yeah, Warrior is a known one. I wonder if that's on OA Hero. So you can see at the bottom that side, OA Hero is my software. It tells you about IP claims. It tells you about hard gating, all those kind of fun things, as well as having things like, you know, the ability to see like what websites are like when it comes to ordering, you know, how do you get your VAT invoice, all that kind of stuff. Can you use their invoice to ungate, like John Lewis or whatever. But yeah, so yeah, it basically But yeah, it's it's good. So someone's Volkswagen Group says, is OA a legal business brand? Don't you need a letter of authorization? No, you do not need a letter of authorization. You mean doing online arbitrage? Is that like a legal way of doing business? Is that essentially what you're asking? Like, if I wanted to sell 7-Up, for example, do I need authorization from who owns this? Like Coca-Cola or something, whoever it is. Do I need authorization from them? Or if I want to sell, an iPhone or something, do I need no? So the law, I'm obviously not a lawyer, but if you own this, you can sell it as long as it's legal to sell. Isn't like it's not like, I don't know, some sort of like controlled substance or something. If you own it, you can sell it legally. So I can buy an iPhone, okay, and I can sell this. Apple might not like it. There's nothing they can do to stop me. Once I own it, I can sell it. Now, obviously, that's the legal point of view. Amazon's a platform that has its own rules. So legally, I could sell iPhones to anyone. I could sell iPhones down the pub to people if I wanted to. But on Amazon, they have their own rules. So, for example, Apple have said to Amazon, look, no one's allowed to sell Apple on Amazon. So that brand you couldn't actually sell on Amazon. But when it comes to brands that you can actually sell, like, for example, like Maybelline or something like that, you do not need brand authorization. You just need an invoice to unget. An invoice typically is 10 or 100 units. I think with Maybelline now it's actually 100 units. Basically from it's a 100-unit invoice from a supplier that gives you an invoice, basically. So it doesn't have to be a wholesale. It can be like John Lewis, for example. It can be Notino. It could be Look Fantastic or something like that, basically. That's all you need. As long as they give you a valid invoice for the required number of units, that should be good enough to ungate. Now, Amazon's being a bit iffy with ungates right now, but pretty much that's the rule. So, yeah. So, Ghost is saying, okay, what we'll do is analyze it on screen. We'll have a quick look. Let me just quickly. So, I literally just came off my mentoring call. So, I was just a little bit. Let me just get myself organized here and we'll share the screen basically. So, we'll see if there's any kind of red flags on this one basically. Let me zoom in and then share my. Let me just make sure I'm muted actually. Put myself to sleep here. Or not my computer to sleep. So actually, OA Hero. Oh no, it does actually. Cool. Okay, cool. So here we go. Talking head. Cool. Right. So first thing we see here, by the way, is OA Hero. This is OA Hero, by the way. You can see it here. If we zoom in, you can see IP warning. This is OA Hero, powered by OA Hero here. This is what my Chrome extension does, by the way. So oahero.com. It's £150 for lifetime. Or £100 for the year. It basically warns you about things like this, and you see it's got this IP warning here. So this is one of the reasons I created this extension, is basically just to help you avoid things like this, because this brand is a known IP brand. So, but obviously if you don't have this and you want to figure out is something IP, we'll just see if there's anything kind of interesting on here like that shows us this IP. We can look at the year's chart and look here and basically see if there's any kind of big warnings. And we actually do have one here around 20. I'll be honest, looking at the kind of like the year here, there's no big red flags up on this one, I'll be honest with you. What I'm seeing here, though, is this big like sudden drop in sellers here from 10 down to 5, which isn't the biggest drop in the world, around the sort of 29th of October. Maybe that's when you got hit with the IP, I'm not sure. Maybe it was this one here, basically. But I'd actually say with this one, you kind of got a bit unlucky because there was no actual history on this particular listing. But when you're selling a new brand, by the way, what you need to do is you just need to go and actually like open up 5 or 10 of these listings from this brand and to see if there's any historical IP claims on these, basically. So it's not, let's say, for example, you found a Warrior Career Team. Maybe it was Career Team now, so I don't know. I thought it was Branch TMS. Anyway, it doesn't matter too much. Go to the Warrior store, for example, open up 5 or 10 different products from this brand and see if there's any kind of IP claims on them, just to make sure, basically. So that's what you should do there. But yeah, Amazon to Amazon invoice is like the ultimate invoice. You should be fine on that, so you should be able to win that. Just know that they're going to probably keep hitting you with those IP claims. So, but yeah, there we go. So, hey Jacob, how's it going? Returnify's on here. Not seeing you in a while, mate. Thanks for jumping on. How's it going, buddy? But yeah, so first IPs aren't good, to be fair, but you should be fine if you use your Amazon invoice there. So Amazon invoice should work out okay, so you should be fine. So yeah, don't worry too much about. Well, it's not a good thing, But yeah, you should be fine with your Amazon to Amazon invoice as long as you've got your billing address and things like that all set up and things like that. It's correct. It matches your Amazon seller account, then you should be fine basically. Which is why it's important to keep that, all your ducks in a row and stuff when you're doing buying stuff. You have your billing address that matches your Amazon seller account address basically. But yeah, cool. Good question there, guys. God, yeah, that's a good one. But yeah, just watch out for those things. So yeah, in terms of Volkswagen Group, yeah. OA is absolutely fine. It's perfectly legal. Nothing they can do to stop you. But obviously on Amazon, they have certain rules that can maybe stop you selling certain brands, basically. And obviously you have to abide by Amazon's rules. But from a legal point of view, you're all good to go. What does suppress mean? Basically, so there's two kind of suppressions. Basically, one is like a buy box suppress. That means essentially that the Amazon have determined pretty much that the price on that listing is too high, either based on the previous price of that product on Amazon or based on the overall market. Let's say, for example, you're buying something that's £100 on Amazon, but Argos have it for 50 quid. Amazon might suppress the buy box because Argos have it for half price. It might just be a temporary suppression, or it might be that something normally sells for £100 on Amazon, but for whatever reason it's gone out of stock or whatever. Someone comes in at £200. Amazon's like, well, that's too much. It normally sells for 100. So that's where the suppression is. And then you also get listing suppressions as well, where they just won't show up on searches. That happens due to kind of compliance issues, things like that. But yeah, that's probably not what you're talking about there. You're probably talking about actual like buy box suppression. But yeah, that's what happens. Basically, it's like something like 85 or 90% of all sales happen through the buy box. That's the thing on the right hand side of the Amazon listing where you actually see like the add to basket and buy now. That's the buy box. If that's not there, it does kind of hurt the sales a little bit on the listing. But it's just not as nice for consumers to click and buy basically. But yeah, good question. Good question there. Keep firing away, Volkswagen. You got me on here. It's like getting your own mentoring call, basically. So any more questions, throw them out there. But yeah, some good. So Returnify saying busy in the new unit, getting the ball. Oh, nice, cool. So Returnify runs a business that basically takes your Amazon returns for you. Ones that have been like trashed by customers or maybe expired or just returned for whatever reason, and then sells them on eBay for you or through other methods to try and recoup some money for you. So if you're interested, go and check them out, basically. So you got a new unit then. Okay, cool. Okay, that's awesome. How big's your new unit? Because you had like 3 small units, didn't you, I think, before? And I guess you've just gone into like a big new unit now. That's cool. So I was thinking about mentoring. I saw your message. No, it's all good, mate. No problem whatsoever. That's fine. So if those are interested, by the way, I do a mentoring program. If you want to book a call with me, there's a link in description. We can just have a chat, see if it's right for you. I'll be honest, the biggest issue generally is the cost. I won't say how much it is, but it's not cheap. But it is like a 3-month program. It's basically unlimited one-on-one calls. We've got a really good curriculum where we teach you just a crap load of sourcing methods. So for the money, actually, it's ridiculously cheap. But yeah, obviously it's not an insignificant amount of money. So that seems to be the biggest hurdle for people is, just understandably. But at the same time, we can't just give out the information for free. So although I did give out a lot of stuff on my YouTube channel for free. But yeah, so if anyone's interested, you can book a discovery call with me. Link in the description. Just have a chat. Even if I actually talked to a lot of people, it just never turns into a mentoring thing, but just take the hour to have a chat to me and ask questions and stuff. And, hey, maybe in 6 months or a year's time that you'll come back and do the mentoring. It's all cool. But yeah, so some people, basically that call is like so you can evaluate me. And it's also so I can evaluate you to make sure it's right for the mentoring program. Because I'm not the kind of person that's going to take all your money for the mentoring and leave you with nothing to do your business. That's not my style. So yeah, it has to be right for both of us basically. So Ghost saying what with 2 to 3k was the best way to scale fast in terms of ROI. Okay, so Ghost is saying he's got £2,000 to £3,000 budget. What's the best way to scale fast in terms of ROI? So I mean, with 2 to 3,000, obviously just the higher the ROI, the better. Depends how good you are at sourcing. Basically, so let's say for example you are sourcing and 1 week into your month you've already spent your £3,000. I'd say at that point you need to be increasing your sourcing criteria. So let's say for example you within a week you can spend all your money on 30% ROI items. 30% ROI items. I'd say at that point, well, maybe let's just increase your sourcing criteria to 40% or 50%. Get to the point where you maybe don't quite struggle to spend all your money, but like it's like you almost like slow down your spending by increasing your ROI, if that makes sense, when you've got limited funds like that. So it's sometimes hard to turn down money, but yeah, when you see a 30% ROI item, but if you're always spending your money because you're good at sourcing, then you need to increase your sourcing percentages. Now, the other thing as well, again, this is something we talked about in the mentoring program, is like good Q4 items. So right now, toys and video games and stuff like that, there's loads of good sales going on. Just go out there and find those that are good, get them sent in, get them sold, get them back, basically. So, it's a balance of sales velocity and ROI. It's not just about ROI. Like, you can make 1,000% ROI on an item, but one, it might only be like £1, a penny into £1, for example. It's still pound profit, or it might just be like you are making good money, but it's really slow. You only sell like one a month. So are you better off making like 1,000% ROI, let's say £100 profit, but only one a month, or making $5,000 a month doing 30% ROI? So it's the balance, really. It's not just about like ROI. It's not just about. It's about, end of the day, what matters is how many pounds you're going to get in your pocket, basically. So that's why I tend to look at when it comes to a listing. I'm obviously looking at ROI. I'm looking at how much I'm making per unit, because they're important factors. But the main thing I'm looking at is how much I'm going to make myself off that listing. So let's say, for example, this listing sells 100 times a month. Let's say there's 9 other sellers on there. I'm going to be the 10th seller. Let's say it's, so I'm expecting at that point it'll be 100 sales divided by 10 sellers, 10 sales per month each. If I'm only making £1 per unit, I'd only make £10. I wouldn't probably bother with that. My minimum is probably £30 to £50. But if I'm making, I don't know, £4 a unit or whatever, then suddenly I'm making 40 quid on that listing per month. So that's the way I look at it. I look at it in terms of how much I'm making on a listing per month, basically, based on the profit per unit and the percentage of sales I'm expected to get, basically. So, yeah. So Go saying I've been using newsletter sourcing to be fair with some A2A listings getting tanked. Cool. So tanking happens, like A2A tanks. You've got to accept it, basically. It's weird. We talked about a lot of stuff actually in this call earlier. Like some things you just can't. You got to accept in business. Like Amazon to Amazon is a ridiculously good model. Right? You can get some insane deals in there, but there's a lot of people doing it, so they're going to tank the prices. So when you do A2A, you got to hold for sometimes 1, 2, or 3 months even. But once you accept that, and you look at every A2A listing that happens, basically what happens is it's going along normally, then suddenly the seller count will go through the roof because everyone's jumped on it. The price starts falling, okay? But what you got to do is just wait for everyone to sell out and the price will go back to normal again. It takes 2-3 months sometimes. But if you just wait and be patient and accept that price is going to go down for a little while, then you're golden, basically. It's so easy. Honestly, it's so easy, A2A. It just, yeah. It's a difficult one because you have to be patient, basically, especially if you're sticking things on credit cards and stuff like that. You need to get it paid off, which is why most people tank stuff. They don't have the capital, so they panic, they sell it, they make no money. You may as well just not bother at that point. So, but yeah, once you accept with A2A, you just need to hold it for 3 months, pretty much, as I say, as an average. It's good. Your first 3 months will be tough because you're making no sales, but then once you've gone through that first 3 months, then you'll start selling stuff that happened you bought 3 months ago. And then anything you buy now will start selling in 3 months as well. But basically, it's that first 3 months is difficult. But then you'll start getting that cadence through, and then everything will start selling. Basically, you'll essentially always have something selling, if that makes sense. Like as one goes out of stock, another one will come in, if that makes sense. From like 2 months and 30 days ago, as a general simplistic rule. It's pretty easy, basically. So cool, yeah, absolutely. I didn't realize it was you, mate. Yeah, it's all good. So yeah, Volkswagen Group or Reese it's Reese, isn't it? Or Reese's. I've got my 1 second streamer mode on Discord, so I can't actually see it. Like redacts the names in case I'm like sharing Discord or something. But yeah, Reese basically is what I'd say. Basically, yeah, but yeah, he's thinking about doing mentoring. So, but yeah, hey Zara, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. So yeah, I think newsletters are ridiculously good. Such an underrated sourcing method. That's one of the things I teach at the mentoring, by the way, is newsletters. But that's like one of like 12 or 13 methods. But I think newsletters are so good, honestly. Like it's so underrated. And I know people take the mick out. Actually, someone I saw a while back, like 6 or 8 months ago, was taking the mick out of newsletters. Like, I don't know what newsletters Mogul's using, these fancy newsletters. I'm just using newsletters. It's all about just going where the sales are. So I'm using them to like find the sales. It's not rocket science. It really isn't that difficult. But until you know the process and understand the process and trust the process, it is kind of difficult, I suppose. Like, yeah, but some people mock the whole like, newsletters, and some people don't like them too far, which is fine, but it's a legitimate method, so it works. There's so many ways to find. It's ridiculous, and that's one good thing about the mentees. Like they're seeing like like there's so many ways to find deals, and some of them, like one of the ones we teach, we're saying that's no good for now. You don't want to use that method now. That's a really good method for like January, February time when things are slower, when there's no good sales going on at the moment. But right now, when the sales going on, you like want to pause this method and focus on this other method that we're doing, because there's no point doing that method now when there's like obvious sales going on right now and everywhere. There's no need to get fancy, if that makes sense. But yeah, so but no, yeah, keep throwing the questions out there, mate. The VW group, keep throwing them. Okay, cool. So okay. Have you changed the name then? Return Pal UK. Have you changed your name from Returnify to Return Pal? Is that what's happened? Weird. Okay, I don't know what's going on there. 3,000 square foot, pretty nice. So yeah, I do. Yeah, I always get funny ideas about warehouses. I like the idea of having a warehouse, but okay, we'll change the name. Cool. I think Return Pal UK. I kind of like it actually. I think I like it. I don't like the UK bit, but I like Return Pal. But yeah, so I always like the idea of having a warehouse, but yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those ones where I don't want to be tied down. So like I booked Dubai now, by the way. So I'm going to Dubai in January for 3 months. So yeah, that's going to be good. I don't want to have a warehouse in the UK, but there's certainly okay. Return Pal YouTube was taken. Okay, interesting. Cool. You're doing a YouTube then. Cool. Nice. Mate, your invite's there. Come along if you want. You can. I'm telling you now. Basically, you got months to book it. I literally just booked my flight yesterday. Actually. I cannot find a first class flight. It sucks. There's none available, so I had to slum it in business class. I'm not happy about it, but there we go. But yeah, fortunately, the flight I've booked is I'm going BA, by the way, so I'm going BA business, and I found the it's the new, and when I booked the ticket last night, I was looking at the seats, and it's the new configuration, so it's better. It's not a bad business. I'd rather be in first. I'm going to try and upgrade to first, basically. I'm definitely going to try and upgrade to first. When I get to the gate, I'll be begging basically for first. I'll be like, I'm not used to traveling in business. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I can't there's no first class flights available. So, but that flight cost me, it's just one way, by the way. It was 90,000 points, I think. And I've got it here actually. What did it cost me? It cost me £165, and I think it was 90,000 points. I think sorry, never mind. It's £187 and 50 pence, and 80,000 points. That's how much it cost me for one flight to Dubai via BA business class. So it's not the best, but anyway, it is what it is. So bottle of barrel, yeah, it is. Yeah, just get your PJ. Oh, private jet. Okay, God. I'm nowhere near private jets, mate. No way. I'll be happy with business. I'm sure it'll be fine. It looks all right, to be fair. So obviously not as spacious as first, but it's fine. It's all good. As long as I can lie down and sleep, I'll be happy, basically. So but yeah. No, looking forward to that, basically. I'm seriously considering moving to Dubai again, so I'm going to give it another go for 3 months. And go from there, basically. But yeah, in the meantime, any more Amazon questions, throw them out there, by the way. Or if you want to ask about mentoring, if you want to ask about, ask about Amazon, ask about anything, throw them out there, basically. Well, you've got me. Take advantage. But yeah, I'm seriously considering going to, I'm going to Dubai. I'm seriously thinking of moving out there again. I went there last year, for 4 months, actually. January, then came back in February, then was out there March, April, May, I believe. Got a fine because I stayed too long. I didn't realise. Yeah. But yeah, and I was going to move there, but decided against it. I don't know why. I've just got. It's a difficult one for me, really. It's a difficult one. But yeah, I decided not to live there, but now I'm somewhat regretting it a little bit. So yeah, I don't know. It's a difficult one for me. It's a big life decision for me. But I think I'm going to go out there and give it a go for a year or two. So yeah, mate. Yeah, I had a great time out there, mate. Especially when you were out there, Jacob. I had a good time. So I was out there with Jacob and some of the other boys, and yeah, I had a great time, honestly, mate. Yeah, fond memories. I'll be honest. I've got very fond memories of it. So but yeah. So Anto Sheffy, It's saying, probably if I just butchered your name, apologies. How would you find the A2A sales? Many thanks, Graham. Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you. So A2A, pretty much the only way is to do it through a Discord group. So like Profit Sweep, for example, is a really good one for A2As. If you've got Arbisource, they've actually got their own Discord group with pings now as well. So what they do is they're monitoring Amazon constantly, looking for deals, and they ping them out basically, and then everyone goes and buys them. So like I said, the good thing is, there's some really good deals on there. You can make a lot of money doing it, but the downside is, one, they sell it really quickly sometimes, so sometimes you miss the deals. Secondly, it does tend to be a little bit of a hold, but once you kind of accept that, then life becomes very easy. It's very simple to make money. So how much are you making per month? I literally was making nothing, mate. So I've got my kind of origin story / video. Let me see if I can find the link. I think I sent someone the other day. So I'll put it in the chat now if you want to have a look. So this is my video. Basically, I explained exactly how I got started in Amazon, why I quit my job, stuff like that. But basically, I quit my job as a sort of a little cliff note thing before you go and watch that video afterwards. Quit my job because I wanted to start my own business. I didn't know what to do. I kind of twiddled my thumbs for like, I don't know, a month or two maybe. And then essentially I got into Amazon. It was because of Jacob. Jacob was doing, Return Pal was doing Amazon. There was Spence. There was a few other guys that I knew online who were doing Amazon. And then I was very reluctant to get into it. But then I thought, they're making really good money from it. And then I've never looked back basically. So that was just meant to be tide me over until I figured something else out. But I've just kept going with Amazon now. So, and obviously all the things inside of Amazon that I do. I've got the website, I've got the Discord community, I've got the mentoring program, I've got obviously the YouTube, I've got my actual Amazon business itself, I've even got a little bit of software, OA Hero. So yeah, I'm kind of all over the place, but all within Amazon basically. So, but if you want to go full-time Amazon, you need to obviously, unless you've got lots of savings, I had decent savings to be fair, you obviously need to make a decision on how much you need to be making. So if you're making say £3,000 a month from your job, post-tax, then you obviously, you need to make a decision if you want to make 3,000 from Amazon, ideally more, because you need to keep growing the business as well. So let's say you want to pull 3,000 out of Amazon, you need to probably be making 5,000 or 6,000, I'd say, so you can like take out 3,000 but keep 3,000 in for growth. Or whether you can cut back your expenses and be happy with 2,000 and just keep growing your business. So that's not something that everyone needs to make their own decision on what they're happy with. I always built my life around being relatively frugal and having low expenses. So I could have definitely gone and bought a massive 5-bedroom house or whatever with a massive mortgage. I decided to live in a 2-bedroom apartment, 2-bed, 2-bath apartment that I just bought with cash, so that's a sacrifice I made, but I'd never had a mortgage over my head. So, in fact, I've made an offer that my neighbour is he's put his on the market. I've just made an offer on that basically to buy that. So I'm actually going to maybe end up buying like the whole building basically just over time. So, yeah, so, it all depends on everyone basically. So, yeah, so... But you need to be making sure you have enough money in the business to keep growing. You can't just be making, let's say, 5,000 a month in the business and just pull out 5,000. You need to keep something in the business for growth as well. But if you can, go, look, I'm going to live frugally, going to cut down my expenses, ditch the expensive car, to just it's like taking a step back to go 2 steps forwards, basically. But most people in the UK, and not just the UK, it's everywhere to be fair, they really just spend and waste too much money. So if you can live a frugal life, even if it's just temporarily, to focus on your Amazon business, then that's a good thing, I think. So and then you can make the money later. It's like taking 1 step back to take 2 steps forwards. But yeah, it's different for everyone though. So but yeah, for me, I was lucky. I had savings. I made good money in my job, and I just thought, the time was right for me just to quit and just have a go. And I wish I'd done it 10 years earlier, 20 years earlier, to be fair. Because I think I quit my job around the age of 36. Yeah, 36, I think. Around the age of 36. I'm 39 now. I'm nearly 40. But yeah, so I wish I'd obviously, but hey, it is what it is, So I'm young compared to some people. I'm old compared to other people. So, but yeah, I wish I'd quit my job sooner. But I enjoyed my job though. So it's not all regrets, basically. But ever since I quit my job, I'm making way more money than I did in my job. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. It's the healthy eating, the exercise, the good... I think actually just, it's not being stressed. I think that's a big thing. again, I've built my life around being frugal and just trying to have minimal stress and stuff and risk free. I don't know. Or maybe it's just genetics. I don't know. But yeah, I just try and keep a stress-free life for the most part. Though running all these businesses is definitely stressful at times. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, I was the granddaddy in Dubai. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, of course. I actually wasn't I? So yeah, it was. Yeah, definitely the older guy there, basically. So, but no, is yeah, Dubai is so good. I do miss it a lot, to be fair. So, Jacob, would you ever consider moving out there? Then is that something you consider? That'd be interesting. I'm pretty sure I probably already asked you this in Dubai, but I've forgotten what your answer was. But yeah, so yeah, Ghost is saying get rid of the Audi 3, 4, 6 a month is a waste of exactly. Cars are a total waste of money. They really are. So you got to make sacrifices in life, haven't you? So I will get an Aston Martin. Okay, it's going to happen at some point, right? But what I've said is instead of me buying £100,000 Aston Martin, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the £100,000. I'm going to buy that flat across the road, all right, across the hall. Okay, it's more than 100,000, but just give note. I'm going to take the money that I would spend on this stupid stuff and put it into investments, and then I'll take the money that those investments make, and then you spend that on the car. If that makes sense. So that's the decision I've made to do, is that I'm taking all my Amazon money, I'm putting it into investments. I'm going to do about 50% property, 50% stocks and shares. And basically that money, I'm going to keep reinvesting it. But if I decide I want to get an Aston Martin for whatever couple of years, that money has to be coming from those investments that I've got. So I'm not spending the principal on the stupid thing. I'm spending the principal on things that are making me money, and then those things can then pay for the stupid thing, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm trying to do, basically. Because like if you take 100, like I'm looking at Aston Martin, for example, £100,000, somewhere between 85 and £100,000 for like a 2021, 2022 sort of DB11 or something like that, or Vantage. You know, let's say it's called £100,000, right? If I put £100,000 into an Aston Martin, in a year, it's probably going to be worth 85,000, maybe 80,000. You know, depending on who I sell it to. So in that year, 100,000 has gone down 20%, gone down to 80,000. If I put 100,000 into business, or I put it into a property, you know, that £100,000 is now going to be worth in Amazon it's probably worth 130,000 probably. Let's say, so a considered estimate. Or if I put it into property, maybe the property makes £5,000 in that year, and then maybe I also make another 5,000 from rental. So then that 100 is now worth at 110. So even if you take the conservative like 110, if you look 80 versus 110, it's a 30k difference, and that's just from 1 year. 1 year, let alone compounding that over like 5 or 10 or 20 years. It just gets ridiculous. So yeah, that's my goal really. I like the nicer things in life, certain things like I like my Rolexes and stuff like that. So I do spend things here and there, and a car, I do want to get an Aston Martin at some point. You only live once, so you got to treat yourself every now and then, but it's doing it sensibly. But yeah, business gives you that opportunity though. So if I'm not autopilot, maybe I'd see the world first. Cool, absolutely. Do Southeast Asia and 6, yeah, absolutely. So I think Spencer is going to Bali for 6 months. Actually, I said to him, I'm going to Dubai. He's like, I'm going to be in Bali at that time. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I don't know what Josh is doing, actually. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, if you want to come to Dubai between January, February, March, I can't remember when I'm leaving, then let me know. I'll be out there and you can come hang out and go out for a meal and chill, basically. Zara is saying, trying to ungate Lego brand, bought 10 units of keychains from Lego. It's because I have 2 different addresses in the invoice, billing and shipping. So the billing and shipping do not have to be the same. The shipping address can be anything you want. It doesn't matter. It can go into Buckingham Palace if you want. All that matters is the billing address. So the billing address needs to match exactly the address on your Amazon seller account. That's very important. If it doesn't match, you won't get ungated. So it's a very important thing to do, to make sure it's correct. It needs to have your business name on there, on your billing address. So, FBA Mogul Limited, whatever, it needs to be on there. You need to have the address of your business as well, your billing address. So, Snipers is saying, can I use a prep center even if I'm sending little money? You can, yeah. I think pretty much all prep centers understand that there's certain people that start off with only a few units. You definitely can. There's Your Prep Mate. You can check them out. I think they're closed now for Q4. There's Source Store as well is another good one I can recommend. I think the guys at what are they called now? Oh my god, this is bad. Seller Smart. They have their own They have the prep center as well. I've never used it. I've not actually not heard anything about it, but I know the guys who do Seller Smart. They're really good guys, so I pretty much can almost vouch for that being it good. They're good guys, to be fair. So there's that as well. They do their own kind of thing. They do mentoring. They do all sorts of stuff. But yeah, they're good guys, to be fair. Those guys Seller Smart, but they've got their own prep center as well. So there's a few different options there. Get me an ask why I couldn't get one. But it's just silly. It'd just be stupid. It would be just stupid to do it. So yeah. How about Returnify prep? Okay, no, mate. I would recommend you do not do that. I think that was the downfall of C&K. I've heard nothing but bad things about C&K, Cranio and Kirkman right now. They're literally apparently horrendous. I've seen so many people complaining about them. And I think one of the reasons they're struggling is, one, they took on too many people, and two is because they also did like a Returnify kind of thing at the same time. And I think the guy, he used to be a really good prep center, from what I heard. He used to be really good, but I think the guy dropped the ball, trying to set up another business, and then the prep centers. I'm speculating, by the way. All I know is I've heard people complain heavily about it, basically. Who knows why? That's pure speculation. But yeah. Yeah, and ripped off. Yeah, exactly. They took Jacob's idea, pumped him with it full of information. Well, not full. They took the information from him and then basically set up a rival company. Which one I recommend you use? I'd say Source to Store is a really good one. Your Prep Mate as well is another good one. And then if you can't get into either of those ones, I'd say check out Seller Smart. They have their own prep center as well. Seller Smart Prep, I think it's called. Those 3 ones there you can do basically. So what prep center has the cheapest price for beginners? Many thanks. Oh, another good one, by the way, is called Scuific as well. They're pretty good as well. So there's a few different ones there. So let me put them in here. Source to Store. Your Prep Mate. Seller Smart. I think it's called Seller Smart Prep. I'm not sure. And then the other one is called Scuific. There you go, basically. There's some good ones for you, basically. Just tell them I sent you, basically. Yeah, 100%. 100% Jacob. Yeah, 100%. Your business model is very difficult, let alone trying to run a prep center at the same time. Yeah, absolutely. So I wouldn't look at the cheapest thing. You want the most reliable one, and they're the ones I've sent you, basically. They are the ones I sent you. They're not the cheapest. You don't want the cheapest. You want the most reliable one. You might be saving 10p a unit doing one prep center, but don't send your stock in for 6 to 8 weeks. Then what's the freaking point? And that literally does happen. So you don't want just the cheapest. You want the most reliable. That is a lesson I've learned. You want reliability in your prep center. Even if you're paying a little bit more money for it, it's definitely worth having reliability. You're going to make that money back through having your stock sent in and sold quicker. So, but yeah, definitely. But yeah, you are 100% right, Jacob. I could have called that one. It's like Warehouse Goblins, it's technically the prep center I use now, but they're closed. It's shut down now. But I know Chris was thinking of doing both. And I was like, mate, do not do that. Do not do that. Do not. And he took my advice in the end. So, but yeah. So, what's an easy way to deal with FBA returns? What's your process? So, yeah, look, this is what ReturnPal does, or it used to be called Returnify, now called ReturnPal. Reach out to Jacob, and Jacob's, by the way, is ReturnPal. They basically they'll do this for you. They'll eBay it for you. What methods do you use to kind of sell the stuff, Jacob? Let us know. I assume eBay is probably the primary one, but there might be other ways to do it as well, Vinted and things like that. But yeah, if you don't have an eBay account, that really sucks. You kind of have to use a service like this, or you could do Vinted. You can do Gumtree, Facebook, other ways, I suppose. But yeah, there are quite a few ways to get over. But returns are a pain. I've literally got a whole living room full of them. I need to send them off to you, Jacob, at some point. But of stuff that needs to be. I need to go through them, figure out what I can sell myself, just back on Amazon. Another thing to do, by the way, is if it's let's say it's used, but it's still sellable. Like even if it's just like taking out the packaging, you can send it back on Amazon as used like new or used very good. That's another option you can do. But yeah, that's an option. Hey, Adrian, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. No, it's all good, mate. It's fine. Appreciate you coming on. Can you send the website? There you go. I'm sure ReturnPal will sort you out. Depends what it is. Third party marketplace, business auction houses, liquidation platforms, contacts. Yeah. So yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, there you go. So all the info's there basically. So I've not been on that channel in a while. Where are you? Here we go. Yeah, there's a Return FI channel inside of FBA Moguls. Link for that in description, by the way. That's my Discord server. But yeah, I'm getting hungry now. I've not had dinner. I've literally eaten. I just think I've only eaten like 11 a.m. today, and that's it. It's crazy. So by the way, I'm taking this weight loss drug. So yeah, kills your appetite, but then suddenly you do get like suddenly hungry. That's a whole other thing. But yeah, I just realised I'm getting hungry. Yeah, so I have to go shopping after this. But yeah, so returns are a problem. They are a problem. You know, I'll be honest, when it comes to doing things like return panels and stuff like that, like you're not going to get the most money out of it, but it's factoring in the fact of like your time as well. So you might be able to make more money, like eBaying them yourself and things like that. But then eBaying, if you've ever done it, which most of you probably have, it takes freaking ages. Like just creating the listing, taking the photographs, answering questions. And then obviously when someone buys it, you got to pack it, you got to post it, go down to the post office. So it's factoring in like, are you better off? Like, and this is probably why a lot of retailers just like palletize their stuff up and sell it off, you know, because they're just happy to get any money back. So just try and build it into a business model that some of these returns like are just not. Yeah, they're just going to be. Some of them are going to be trash, some of them are going to be okay, but you're going to have to just take, 20, 30 pence on the pound basically, and it sucks. But there we go. I'm using Mojerno. That's the drug I'm using right now. Mojerno. It's like same as the Zempic and Wegovy and yeah, I don't know if there's any other ones. Yeah, anyway. I'm using Mojerno anyway. But yeah, it actually works pretty well, to be fair. So returns are huge. I've got a living room full of returns right now. I just need to get them sent off to Return Pal at some point. And a lot of those are just like I don't know what I've got really. Obviously returns. I've had a lot. Actually, why it's piling up right now is a lot of stuff that like I had some DKNY left over. I could probably eBay that myself, to be fair, with Q4. Probably best to do that. That was just like, because it got hard gated, I just totally miscalculated selling those in time. That's really annoying. But yeah, I should be able to eBay those okay. But yeah, for the most part, return stuff, you have to receive it, inspect it, test it, all that. Oh, it's just a nightmare, basically. So, it's an absolute nightmare. But anyway, which is why there's a service called Return Pal. It's going to take me a little while to remember the name. But yeah, so, any other questions around Amazon? I've got an eye twitch at the moment. I think I'm like working too hard. It's like my eyes twitching, my eyelid. Oh dear, I've been trying to chill for the past few days actually, like just trying to relax a bit, and I've been listening to an audiobook and just chilling on the sofa a little bit, trying not to do full on days. But yeah, okay, Anto Chief, I'm going to say Anto, you can call me Anto. Would you consider making a video explaining the Amazon fees and storage? It takes so much and they pay so little every 2 weeks. So I can do, to be fair. I'll be honest, I don't really look at the fees too much. As long as I'm making profit on the products, I don't necessarily care what the fees are. Obviously, storage does add up over time, especially in Q4. Storage is more expensive. Like, what's my storage fee at the moment? Don't dare look at it, actually. Let me look at last month. Let's look at month to date. What's my storage fee? £300, £306. Not too bad, really, actually. But yeah, so I can definitely think about doing a video on that, to be fair. By the way, you can request payments every day. So every 24 hours, you can do a payment. So it's not every 2 weeks. I recommend doing daily payouts. That's what I do. Quick, best for cash flow. Don't ever do 2 weeks. Don't do every 2 weeks. You can go onto your dashboard, click on the where it says your balance, and then it'll open up on a modal. Click on the United Kingdom, click on that, then click Pay Me Now or something like that, or Pay Me. Go what it is, and then on there's like a button to click Pay, and it'll pay you out. It takes like 4 or 5 days to pay, but once you get the daily going, pretty much every day you get payments from Amazon. Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I'm happy to come and do a unit tour. Bring the camera down. We'll do a unit tour. 100%, mate. 100%. I'm not going till January anyway, so we've got plenty of time. But yeah, definitely. So we can definitely do something about the fees. But honestly, I don't look at the fees because it's irrelevant. As long as I can make money, I don't really care what Amazon are making. And what I'm using is SellerAmp. So that's the software I'm using. I'll throw a link out there for you guys if you want it. This is the software that I use to determine whether I'm going to make money, basically, on a listing. So let me just get I've got it here, basically. So this is the software that I'm using. And basically, you put your cost of goods in there, you see the sell price, and it tells you how much profit you're making. End of the day, there's no point looking at the fees. Amazon, look, I could be making £1,000 a day profit, right? And Amazon could be making 20 grand a day profit off me. Now, Amazon's making a lot of money there, but I'm still making £1,000. So if that's what I have to pay to make £1,000, then that's what I have to pay. So yeah, that's part of the deal basically. So end of the day, it doesn't really matter what Amazon make. It is sometimes gut wrenching, but there's nothing you can do. You're getting access to the biggest marketplace in the world. You are getting access to all the customers who are on Prime and are very spendy. That's the price you pay, basically. But it's also interesting to look at, But don't forget, they take your stock, they store it in a warehouse, they pick it, they pack it, they post it for you. So that fee you pay is not just a referral fee, which is the referral fee, the fee to sell on the platform. It's also the fulfillment fee as well, and that's normally pretty reasonable, to be fair. Shall we build a new platform? Look, I could build an Amazon, no problem. Absolutely no problem. The problem is getting the customers. This is again why I say Amazon's so good, because they've got the customers. You can create a Shopify store. No, you can do it in like less than 24 hours. Create a Shopify store, but no sod is going to go there and buy stuff because no one will be ever heard of it before. So yeah, it's that's the problem, isn't it? Really, it's like I can create an Airbnb. In fact, I did. I went back when I was a beginner student, like a student programmer. I built like obviously a very basic version of Airbnb. But unless people are putting unless customers are going there, and it doesn't mean anything. I can build an Uber, I can build anything like that, no problem. But it's obviously getting the customers that's very difficult. So that's what you pay for. So Helen's saying, do you claim money from Amazon 7 days a week or just 5 days? No, I do it every day basically. Yeah. So they don't pay out on the weekends, but you can still ask for the money every 24 hours basically. It takes 4 or 5 days to pay out. They don't pay you on weekends, but it tends to be like Sunday morning at like 2 a.m. I think. They're not parents only coming 3 a.m. now. But basically you'll get 2 or 3 sort of payments in that. It'll be like Friday. Well, yeah, but you'll see basically. If you just do daily payouts, you'll see how they come in basically. So they don't tend to pay out Saturday, Sundays, but obviously like Monday morning, technically, I suppose it is like 3 a.m. you get the payment. So I try and I don't do it every day, but it depends how much money I've got in there. But if I'm looking, cash flow for me is not a big issue right now because I'd say I've not been sourcing a huge amount. My bank balance is actually ridiculously high, which is not a good thing. Enough to buy an Aston Martin, but that's a bad thing because it means I haven't got money in stock. So I dropped the ball a little bit for Q4. I was focusing on other things. It's fine. I accept it. And things are ramping up again now. So I've got a big Amex bill, so that money will be coming out soon. A big capital on tap's like 11 grand, actually, not too bad. My Amex bill's like 46k, I think. My capital on tap's 11 grand. So that'll be paying out there for stock that I bought. And I bought a few things recently. So got some good stock going into Amazon, 245 profit for the day. It's pretty good. So I'm building up, but I kind of dropped the ball a little bit for Q4. But that's what happens when you do too many things, So yeah. So Sarah says, some say opening new case for ungating is better than keep reapplying the same case. Disagree. Don't like it. But yeah. But hey, I'm open. If someone's got evidence for it, I'm open for that. But yeah, no, I think if you keep opening multiple cases, they don't like it. So, but if someone has my capital on tap limit is only 4k. Mine's I shouldn't really say what it is, but it's somewhere between 30 and 40. I think it is 35k or something like that. I think can't remember exactly. Have a look. But yeah, it's pretty good. Probably shouldn't tell you anyway. I need to pay that actually because capital on tap's payable by the 18th or 19th, I think. So yeah, somewhere between like 35k. So not too bad really. It does the job for me. I only use capital on tap really for Amazon to Amazon EU. It's pretty much all I use capital on tap for basically. Because they've got the best rates. So that shows I've spent about 11 grand this month on A2As, which is not too crazy to be fair. Oh no, A2A EU, sorry, A2A EU. Yeah, it's actually not too bad actually. Yeah, that's A2A EU only. So it just shows you actually that's not too bad actually. So there was a really sick sale on the other day. So I think I talked about it one of my last lives. There was an amazing toy sale on Amazon Spain and then it disappeared. And I was crying on the live stream. I think it was like last Monday actually. And then, last Thursday, and then the sale came back. So me and all my mentees were on a live call for about 5 hours, just all together, just like this basically. But I was, and we were buying stock, buying it all basically. I was going through finding the deals. Although I'd found a lot of them the day before, because that sale came back, and we all sat there just buying. And I basically gave them a crap load of deals from Amazon Spain, and I bought them myself. And and they've actually been selling them already. So I don't think mine have hit Amazon yet, but I'm looking at some of the like success posts for my mentoring program, and like, let me just show you one actually. I think it should be okay. I'll screenshot. I won't show the whole thing, but I'll show this is what I'll do basically. So this is one of the sales they had. They're pretty happy with that. That's one we gave them from the mentoring program. There's another one here as well, which I'll show this one here quickly. These are just straight from my mentees who got some good toys and stuff. They're already selling. What's this one? Is a different one. This is another one as well. So yeah. So anyway, just shows you basically. So this is a £8 profit one. But anyway, yeah. So that was really good. So yeah, I spent about 11 grand on the old 808 EUs, which is pretty good. Oh, there's some really good success posts here, like really good. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm looking through them now. But yeah, so yeah, people are crushing it in the mentoring program, and yeah, I literally hopped on a call for like 5 hours, and then I went out for for Chinese basically, and then the sale literally ended as soon as I left. So, but we all managed to get most of the good stuff anyway. Yeah, comes out middle of the month. Yeah. No problem, mate. It's all good. Mate, you've been AWOL for ages, mate. So I've not seen you in ages, not spoken to you in ages. So, yeah. You don't even do Amazon anymore, do you? So, Claudia's saying 100 units Ungate for how many units required from buying from Ungate? Oh, 50, I think it is. Well, it used to be... I actually don't know, because it used to be, if it was 10, then it would be 50 for Amazon. So if it's 100 for normal, technically it'd be like 250 or something. Is that math right? No, it's 5 times. Yeah, 5. Hang on, why can't I do the math? Yeah, anyway, I actually don't know what it would be. Like 5. Why can't I do the math? Yeah, 500 basically. What is wrong with me? Yeah, 500. God, it's so weird. So I'm getting tired basically. But yeah, but I actually don't know. To be fair, it's worth. If you do Amazon to Amazon, in theory, 100 units should be fine. In theory, if you do A2A, it's worth trying actually. But I actually genuinely don't know the answer to that question. Anyone here has had a Notino Ungate in the last 2 to 3 weeks? I don't know, to be honest. Yeah, that's a good question. To be fair, Notino used to be really good for Ungate. By the way, Ungating, I don't know if it's gotten better recently, but a lot of my mentees, I apologize for harping on about it. Today, they've been saying one of them ungated. Just looking through the chats now. So I think 2 of them have ungated on Lego today. One of them's ungated, I think one or two on Funko as well is another one. I can't remember what brands they said. Yeah, basically there's been a few good ungates recently, to be fair, in the past like day or two. Ungating like Lego, Funko. What else? Yeah, I can't remember anyway. Yeah, so okay, little brand share. So, but yeah, there was another. I think there was a cosmetic one as well. I can't remember. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, looks like maybe Ungating's getting easier. I don't know. It's difficult to say really. So Anto's saying, where can you find A2A EU deals? Profit Sweep again. I'll throw the link out for you guys. If you want to join Profit Sweep, they do normal A2A UK. They do A2A EU as well. That's the place to go basically. I've got a discount code which you guys can use, so it's a 50% off code. But yeah, I'll throw the link out there for you guys, and you can join Profit Sweep and use the code FBA Mogul to get 50% off and join Profit Sweep basically. That's where I get my A2A pings from. So A2A Business, which is both UK, and then A2A EU, which is from Spain, Italy, France, Germany. Yeah, those are the main ones basically. I think there's one more. Spain, Italy, France, Germany. Let me look at let me have a quick look. I've got them bookmarked. Spain, France, Italy, Germany. Yeah, and UK. Yeah, UK. Okay, cool. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, go for it, mate. Absolutely. Go far away with your question about the IP. No problem. But, yeah, and this is, again, we teach you in the mentoring program, we teach you all the tips and tricks around Amazon to Amazon, how to set it up properly. Yeah, we teach you a lot. It's good. So, but yeah, anyway, it is what it is. So, but yeah. I don't know if any current mentees are watching right now. So I know Bert was on earlier. But yeah, if you want to throw out your thoughts out there. So it could be a dangerous thing I'm saying here, but yeah, throw your thoughts out. If anyone existing mentees are out there, let us know what you think about it. So, but yeah, go ahead and throw out the question if you want. It's fine. So I'm probably going to wrap this up in like 5 minutes, but But yeah, because I'm hungry, I need to go out and get some food. But no, yeah, I promised my friend we'd go to Sainsbury's. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes though. But yeah, throw your question out there if you got them. It's cool. It's been a good session actually. I was thought I might be a bit sort of tired after my call before, but no, it's good. I've enjoyed it. Some good banter, some good questions out there as well. It's been good. So I do enjoy these lives actually. Sometimes I'm a bit tired and I'm like, oh, I don't think I'm bothered. But then when I get on them, I really get energized and really enjoy them. So, but yeah. So yeah, 245 for the day. Again, just had a very small sale. Today's been, again, I do it all, guys. I have ones here that, this is one here that's just happened, like, I don't know, half hour ago, something like that maybe. I'm not getting rich off this one, but I've got 550 units in there, £1.40. I'll take it. That's pretty good. And then I've also got ones where I'm making, let's have a look here, like this one here, for example. This is a nice one, where I'm making like £11 profit per unit, 30% ROI. What other ones have I got? So I've got a good mix really of ones I'm making like crazy good money, and other ones where I'm making, just okay money, but more sort of sales velocity. So, then sometimes you even have ones where you make like, what's this one here? Oh yeah, this was a nice one. Here you go. I'll show you this one quickly. This is from today. This was at 12:53 to 13th. Yeah, that's today. 12:53. So this was one here that I sold today. Another one. So you can see I've got a real mix of like, I guess higher end, higher end, high profit, and lower end, lower profit, but maybe higher velocity. So, yeah, interesting anyway. So, yeah. Yeah, and everything in between. I'm making £3 profit. I've got one here, £3.84 profit. I've got one here that's 14. Oh, this is a nice one. Yeah, £14 profit. That one there. Just, all over the place. All over the place, guys. So, yeah, it says an option that best describes you. First one is I'm a reseller or drop shipper, or I'm not a drop shipper. Which one do I... basically, I want you to. It's not something I can answer here. I want you to screenshot me, please, and on my DMs. So I need to see what it looks like. So if you want to screenshot me those options, you don't want to say you're a drop shipper, basically. You do not want to say you're a drop shipper, but basically just screenshot me. And it says reseller or drop shipper. I mean, yeah, you are a reseller, but you're not a drop shipper. So, yeah, you DM me, screenshot me. I can probably help you. It probably won't be till later on or tomorrow. But, yeah, if you want to screenshot me what the options are, and I can have a proper look, basically. Because, yeah, you do not want to admit to something that you're not, basically. Amazon hate drop shipping, by the way. They hate drop shippers. So, you're doing FBA, so, it's obviously not drop shipping, but they detest drop shippers. It's against Amazon's terms and conditions. Do not drop ship on Amazon, basically. They don't like it. So, but yeah, any other final questions then before we wrap it up? You got me for another few minutes before I shoot off. But yeah, if you've got any other questions, let me know. But yeah, it's been a good little session actually, to be fair. So yeah, I'm gonna do a Discord, mate. Yeah, don't DM me on Instagram. I won't answer. On Discord, go to my server and just find me at FBA Mogul and message me on there, mate. Yeah, message me on Discord, 100%. And I'll help you out basically. So yeah. So yeah. Anyway, guys, any last questions? Any final requests? So if you only had 1K to spend, where would you buy from? Right. Okay. I'm gonna throw you some tips out there. Like go and so 1K is a tricky one. Like I actually think RA is probably better for you. But I think doing online arbitrage, go to Argos. Argos have got a big toil sale on right now. Go to Smiths. Go to this year in Q4. Anywhere that sells toys and things like that, go there basically. Argos, Smiths. Where else? I'm trying to think really. Anywhere that does toys and video games and stuff like that. And it's Black Friday sales going on. There you go. That's the biggest tip I can give you. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'd recommend. You don't have to buy from these weird and wonderful sites. You can make a lot of money from these big sites like that. Like I say, my biggest online arbitrage order was about £40,000 from John Lewis. So, just shows you. John Lewis probably does toys as well. I don't know if they've got a sale on right now. Go where the sales are, buy the sales, basically. It's the biggest tip I can give you. So it ain't rocket science. It's just learning how to do it, basically, which is, again, it's what I teach in the mentoring program. I need to count up how many sourcing methods. I think it's like 13 sourcing methods. But yeah, anyway, thanks, guys. massive appreciate it. If you want to do mentoring with me, if you're interested in just inquiring about it, want to chat to me about it, see if it's right for you, evaluate me as well. Link in description for that. You can book a 1 hour call with me. We can talk about your Amazon business, your goals, all that stuff. See if the mentoring's right for you. Check that link out in the description. You've also got links for all the other stuff as well that I've mentioned in here. But yeah, it's been an awesome session, guys. Massively appreciate it. Ghost, definitely, I see you DM me, or I've got a friend request here, so I'll help you out there. Some of these things you just gotta, can't be answered on YouTube. I just need to make sure that we're doing things correctly here. But yeah, cool. So with your one, by the way, send me it says I'm not a dropshipper. Yeah, so you want to say I'm not a dropshipper. And then you want to basically click the, so I'm just looking at Ghost things now, by the way, so that's what I'm saying here. So Ghost, you want to basically click on order ID for Amazon, and you can just give them the order ID, basically. I think that would be good enough, basically, so give them the order ID. Or if you want, just give them the invoice of the products, if you've got multiple invoices. Depends if you've got one or more orders. I don't know if you click on order ID from Amazon, you're good to go. So you're going to click I'm not a dropshipper, it's the first thing. So I am not a dropshipper, and then give the order ID for Amazon, basically. So, and yeah, that should be good to go, basically. Cool, it should be fine. I think that one invoice should be fine, to be fair. You don't need to provide quantities on that one. It's not an authenticity claim. It's an IP claim. And you should be good to go on that one, mate. So, but yeah, no, I appreciate everyone coming on. Thank you very much, Ghost. Ghost said, thanks very much. I learned a lot. No problem. That's me here to help, I try and give out a lot of knowledge for free, Yeah, there's a lot of knowledge there, but there is obviously some stuff that I do keep behind for, certain things. But for the most part, I do share a lot of my knowledge, and massively appreciate all you guys coming on. And yeah, it's been awesome, guys. I massively appreciate it. I'll see you guys on Monday, 8 p.m. In the meantime, I think it'll be tomorrow or Saturday will be my driving vlog out, so you can watch that as well. I need to get back to actually getting in the studio behind me and actually making some proper videos again. So, but yeah, thanks everyone.